She knew she loved writing, and she had a chance to begin to write monologues that made her feel so free, like the one she's gonna perform tonight. I love this, how it feels to be a colored me. Miss Zora Neale Hurston.
In the United States, whose grandfather on my mother's side was not an Indian chief. I remember the very day I was born. Up until my 13th year, I lived in this little Negro town of Eatonville. It was exclusively a colored town. But changes came to my family in my 13th year, and I was sent to Jacksonville to go to school. I left Eatonville a Zora. But when I disembarked from that riverboat in Jacksonville, Zora was no more. It seemed as if I had suffered a sea change. I always feel color. Sometimes I can even conjure up the Zora of Eatonville. But I feel most colored when I'm thrown against a sharp white background. Like when I'm at the with all those thousands of white people, I feel like a dark rock surged upon and overswept. But through it all, I remained myself. Sometimes it's the other way around. When a white person is set down in our midst, the contrast is just as sharp for me. For instance, when I entered the basement of New World Cabaret with a white friend, and we entered chatting about the little things we have in common, and we are seated by the jazz waiters, my color comes down. The orchestra comes in, they start playing, the music is pulsating, it's in my soul. I feel it. I'm in the jungle way. My face is painted yellow and blue, and the body is painted red, and I feel the music, and I'm dancing, and I'm there. And all of a sudden, the music stops. And I have to come back to civilization. And I look over at my white friend who is sitting there motionless, calmly smoking, and he says, "Great music they have here, don't they?" As he dons his fingers on the table. At certain times, I don't have a race at all. I'm merely myself. I don't have a certain feeling about being an American citizen or color. I just know I'm part of that fabric that's within the boundaries of this country. All of these souls resurging here. Be it right or wrong, we're here. There's one thing that does bother me. Sometimes I do feel discriminated against. Doesn't make me angry. It simply astonishes me. How can anyone deny themselves the pleasure of my